Welcome to 5 Minutes of Momentum. These episodes are a short 5-minute burst of inspiration, motivation, and massive action. If you need that little kick up the butt to get things moving and to inspire you to take massive action, then every single Thursday I'll be sending you through a 5-minute episode to download, digest, and implement to finish your week off strong. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. Welcome back to the Next Level Life podcast, and this episode is a quick 5-minute, and I want to talk to you about letting go of control. Even though the whole letting go of control element is a lot harder than listening to a 5-minute podcast episode, let me tell you that. So I want to talk to you a little bit about letting go of control because it's been coming up a lot recently with some clients, and I feel like it's one of those things that we evolve through. And I want to speak to where it comes from. Obviously, when we're building our businesses, we start it from scratch and it's very much like our baby. We call it our baby even. We talk to people about our business and talk about it's like our baby. And when we do that, we are assigning control, right? We're assigning ownership of this thing. And what often happens is we get to different stages where it's required for us to let go. Now, this could be letting go of everything from perfectionism right through to doing everything yourself, through to learning to trust your team, delegate effectively, letting go of the way things should be or feel like they have to be, letting go of things that you thought would go a different way, letting go of connections, clients, relationships, friends, like letting go of staff. This letting go is so much of what we do. Letting go of old versions of ourselves. Oh my gosh, that's a whole other episode. But one of the things when we do allow ourselves to let go, and we let go and let go with love, we allow ourselves to open up ourselves for more capacity for growth and leadership. But before I even talk about that, the letting go part does require a little bit of grieving. Some of it might require a lot of grieving. Letting go of old versions of yourself, letting go of clients, letting go of team, friendships, like actual relationships. Yeah, there'll definitely be a grieving process. But before I even talk about that, I want to speak to the need for control, right? Because when we have a need for control, and I use that word need really strongly, because sometimes our unwillingness to let go comes from a need to control things out of fear. So we're fearing that if we let things go, then we cannot control the outcome. And that leaves us with a lot of uncertainty, which can be very, very uncomfortable for a lot of us, especially if we would call ourselves control freaks, especially if we've been the ones doing the thing all the way along. It can feel really uncomfortable to let go. And people often hold on to things because they think that it's only best if they do it themselves. When really, when we dive deeper into it, it's a fear that it won't go as planned, or that a fear that it'll fail, fear that someone else won't do it as good as you. We all have fear attached to it. And we might even color it with the brush that if this is part of my strategy, that I'm doing this and this is staying within my control, right? And it feels like you're then driving it. But sometimes this goes beyond that, and we're doing it out of fear. We're so fearful that it won't go to plan, or so fearful that someone else won't do a good job and then our clients will be unhappy, or whatever it is connected to is the fear. And so when we uncover that and we break it down into different categories, a lot of the time, the reason why we're fearing it is because we have no either strategy in place and we're winging it, or we haven't actually developed the leadership skills that we require in order to support a team member to take things off our plate, right? So we fear that it's not going to be done right. We fear the relationship breakdown. So, you might be in control of that element within your business, and then you fear that if you give it to a team member, then that will then leave you out in the open for the possibility that team member might take that client, or that team member might leave and then take clients. There is so much fear attached to it. And so what we want to do is we want to look at where is the fear coming from, and is it coming from a need to control because you're so fearful of the uncertainty? And we really want to look at what it's costing you, because if it's costing you more than it's giving you, it really would be worthwhile starting to explore new ways of letting go. Because the other underlying thing that happens here when we're in that state of needing to control, we're not actually allowing any other magic to come in. We're not in any form of trust. We're not trusting that we'll be able to make more money. We're not trusting that we'll be able to let the universe do its thing and actually deliver what we are asking for. We're not trusting in others, right? We're not trusting in our team members to do a good job. We're not trusting that our clients will stay with us. We're really in a lot of distrust. So staying in that state of fear, instead of really looking at what's going on there, can cause us to stay in the same stuck space. We cannot expand, especially when you're scaling. You cannot scale if you are controlling everything. You cannot.
So it's so incredibly important that when you do start to scale and you recognize you have more money to be able to invest into team, that you start to develop your leadership skills. You start to develop your ability to build out incredible SOPs so then your team members can do a good job. And I was talking to a client about this the other day, and she was so fearful of a new team member taking on board an activity and a task, and this team member didn't do a great job the first time. And I said to her, this is the teaching opportunity you need to take a hold of, because if you don't teach her now, she will never do a good job and you will never be able to trust her. But this is an absolute perfect opportunity for you to teach her effectively, because she ended up bringing on team really fast and didn't have proper time to properly onboard someone. And so as we are expanding with team, especially, like, it's usually that learning curve of learning to be a leader yourself, learning to communicate effectively, learning to even uncover your own SOPs to figure out what the hell you do and how you do it and how you do it well, and then teaching someone how to do that, right? So there are so many elements there, which I, don't have time to go into today. But I really want you to look at the underlying reason why you have a need to control. Which parts are you recognizing that are things that you would like to start relinquishing a little bit of that control? And what mindset shift do you need to have in order for you to be able to let go a little bit of that control? Lean into it. It's worth it. I guarantee it. If you need help with it, reach out. I'd love to have a conversation with you.